it play and call it work.
MiniWarGaming Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com, here with Mike.
Hi. Oh, that was nice. That was like a
you like
drum
it?
set.
It was a little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
I like it. Welcome, Wargamers, to the Death Guard review. In this video, we're going to go over everything that is in the Death Guard review. And you're going to see all of the changes that they have made from the other codex, from the Index, from the Chaos Space Marines Codex, all the new stuff, all the additions. We're going to comb over it. We had a chance to research it and learn it beforehand, so this will not be a video of us looking at stuff for the first time saying, hey, look at that, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's going to be us.
We did all that.
Yeah, we did that already. So this is us, this is the digested version.
In the in-depth analysis. Yeah.
As much as we can, in amongst the banter.
Right.
But it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Because we actually
Nergal's
made a whole bunch of noties for you. And
a couple pages,
we're going to share them.
Yeah, it'll be good.
So let's dive right in.
Yeah.
Lords of the Plague Planet. Some things that we do need to note are unique things to Death Guard Army.
Right.
One of which is disgustingly resilient. So
I think
a lot
pretty
of
much
units
has
have this.
it.
Oh yeah. Like many. I don't know if there's anything that
doesn't have it. Yeah.
I'm thinking that
pretty much everything has a Nergal, like even the Nergal demons that are in the book.
That's right. And for those of us who don't know what it is, you roll a dice when you take a wound, and on a 5-up, you don't lose that wound.
So if a last cannon does 3 wounds to you, you take 3 disgustingly resilience. On a 5+, you ignore them.
That's correct. So, yeah. And you have other abilities later on, which we will go over, which help you with that roll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's synergy in there, which is pretty unique to Death Guard.
That's right. Something else is the Plague Weapon. You can reroll wound rolls of 1 for this ability. And that's really good because there are a lot of plague weapons in this army.
Tons, yeah.
Now, a lot of us already know this because of Dark Imperium, and we've gotten a taste of it.
But you might be new to this too, right?
Exactly.
A lot of people are clicking on this just to see what the Death Guard do. So.
And if this is your first time looking at the Death Guard and you haven't seen anything, any models from Dark Imperium,
this is a good start.
Yeah, it will be a good start for you. And of course, you also have Death to the False Emperor.
Can't forget that.
That also comes with Chaos Space Marines.
It does, but it's included in Death Guard because they're Chaos Space Marines at heart.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with your words.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're heretics, but I'm okay with this.
I can't deny that this is truth. Yeah, we didn't talk about what it is.
No. So on a 6 against basically anything Imperium, I think.
Yep.
On a 6, you do an additional attack in close combat.
That's right, but it can't generate more attacks.
Exactly, from that 6.
That's right.
Exactly.
Then you also have the option for Demonic Ritual. If you want to summon more units, you got to pay for their points beforehand, but you can still do it. Not really a big fan of this, so I'm not really going to go over it, but if you want to...
It gives you a strategic flexibility, which is nice.
Gives you the option to do so. Let's dive right into the units now. Demon Prince of Nergal. So this guy is interesting.
Yeah, he's gained Disgustingly Resilient, which is pretty powerful.
It's pretty powerful. We all know what that is now. Now, that's the only change from the one in the Chaos Space Marines Codex.
Right, but there isn't a mission.
There is no mission.
Which is strange.
It is strange. This might be FAQ'd.
I think so, because in its war gear it says it may take wings for an additional power point.
Yes.
But if you look in the back where the points are,
yes,
there's no point value for Demon Prince with wings like there is in the Chaos Space Marine book.
That's exactly right. See this right there? Demon Prince of Nergal. Okay, you see the points per model and everything?
146, yeah.
Now this is the Death Guard Codex. Here's the Chaos Space Marines Codex. We have Demon Prince and Demon Prince with wings.
Yep.
They are 2 deliberate, separate entries. So why is it that it isn't in the Death Guard Codex?
Now I think there's 2 options here. Did they mistakenly put wings in the data slate, or did they just omit the points for the wings?
So what you're saying is it doesn't cost anything for wings?
Right now it doesn't on paper, right?
Because otherwise it would be 24 points.
Unless it's FAQ'd, right? I'd rather have pay the option of getting wings, in my opinion, because it gives you flexibility of your army, depending if you want to be fast or not.
Right.
But not having wings would be a hurt on the Demon Prince.
Absolutely would be.
Yeah.
Although that being said, it might be Nergal themed because Nergal is slow.
It is. Yeah.
But other things have wings. Other things have fly.
Sure.
So I think it's an omission.
I think it's an omission as well.
Yeah. Other than those things, he's the exact same.
Yeah. Just your standard Demon Prince and Nergal. Disgustingly Resilient, which is nice.
He's got a Nergal keyword, Death Guard keyword.
So essentially, he's better than a Chaos Space Marine Demon Prince because he's got Disgustingly Resilient.
This is true. I can't.
For the same amount of points.
Yeah. And so, if you're doing a Death Guard army, then yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Typhus, host of the Destroyer Hive. There's one difference here between him and the version that you get in the Index Chaos.
Well, really two. One, he's a beautiful model now. Let's be
Okay,
honest.
okay, fine. There's two differences.
Right.
Stat-wise, there's
Exact
one
same.
difference. Exact same, with the exception that his Man Reaper,
His weapon is much better now. Yeah.
it's mastercrafted.
Which means instead of D3 damage, it does just straight 3.
Yeah, that's
which
right.
is very powerful.
It's much better.
Yeah, for the same amount of points, I'd say he's pretty good on include if you bring Poxwalkers.
Yeah. And you're referring to the Host of the Destroyer Hive special rule, which friendly units of Poxwalkers increase their strength and toughness by 1 when they're within 7 inches of Typhus.
Really powerful. So they go from toughness 3 and strength 3 to toughness 4 and strength 4.
Yeah. But again, that's the same. I mean, you can
Sure.
see this in the index.
Yeah,
And
nothing
so-
else has changed.
Yeah. Jumping over to the Lord of Contagion. He's got a few changes here, which are very good. Starting with his power, he went from 9 to now 7 power.
Yeah, if you play power points, it's pretty decent.
For points, it's 139 to 120.
Yep.
Cheaper
So
for points.
even cheaper for points. Like he's not a bad choice if you're looking for a cheap dealing damage guy, right?
Yep.
Because he has the option now of also to take a Man Raper,
That's true.
which is even cheaper than his original weapon, which was
Plague Reaper.
right.
Yeah. Now the Plague Reaper, it does do more consistent damage
Right, 3 damage.
instead of D3 with the Man Reaper.
Right.
But the strength is a little less. It's strength plus 2 as opposed to the strength plus 3 that you get with the Man Reaper.
And the AP is still the same, minus 3,
Yep.
which is it's not a bad cheap HQ choice if you're looking for a guy about 130.
Yep. They both are plague weapons.
Yep.
And in addition to this, he comes in the Dark Imperium set.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
So all of
haven't
his
already-
special abilities didn't change at all either. He still does the mortal wounds on a 4+.
Yep. Disgustingly resilient. He can
Yep.
do teleport strike. So he's not a bad choice.
He's a disruptive HQ guy, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now the difference between his Man Reaper and Typhus's Mastercrafted Man Reaper is that Typhus's Man Reaper is
Just straight 3 damage. Exactly.
whereas
Yeah.
his is D3 damage.
Yep. So there's a bit of a difference there.
Chaos Lord. If you want to bring him, there isn't too many differences.
Some notable changes though.
Yeah, you got a couple.
Yep.
He brings Blight Grenades, but he no longer has Frag Grenades,
And he also no longer has the option to get a jump pack.
which is true.
So he's a little bit slower, but in a Death Guard army it seems themed.
It is themed, definitely.
So not so bad.
Chaos Lord and Terminator armor. We're going to use the old Typhus model to represent him. He got a little cheaper.
He did. Yep. And points and power level.
Yep. He went from power 7 to 6.
Yep.
And from 122 to 105 for his points. You kind of wonder why he went so cheap.
Yeah, because power armor versus Terminator armor now is a big addition, right?
Absolutely.
And how you save things now. So you also have a 5 up invul,
Mm-hmm.
or does he have 4 up invul with the?
He does have a Sigil of Corruption, which means he's got a 4-up invuln save.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
2 up, 4 up.
It's okay. Like because he's cheaper now, we'll
Yep.
probably see him more often.
I think so. I mean, he allows your guys nearby to reroll 1s as well too, right?
This is true. Yeah. If they're Death Guard and they're within 6 inches of him.
So it's really decent for a character.
Talking about the Sorcerer for a second, he had some minor changes, very similar to the Chaos Lord. His points didn't change,
No.
but his War Gear did.
Again, same thing with the Lord, yeah.
Yeah,
So he lost his jump pack. He lost
Frag Grenades.
and gained Blight grenades.
Right.
Yeah. So same thing.
So you can't, there's no more option to give him a jump pack, which I find
No.
interesting.
It is. It makes him a little slower, but again,
That's
not
how
so
we're
bad.
reading it. There is
It is.
no option.
Yeah.
In the Chaos Space Marines Codex, you have the option,
Yeah.
and this one you do not. So that must mean that they can't,
I
right?
would assume so. I
Yeah.
mean, I think we're seeing a theme here where everything's a little slower, right? And everything kind of works together and synced with each other, and they give each other buffs. So
Yeah.
we'll talk a little bit more about the theme as the book review comes out.
Sorcerer in Terminator armor, no change from
Yep.
the index.
Exactly the same. He doesn't actually have Disgustingly Resilient, actually.
Oh.
Now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, that's something to note.
That's something I've just actually noticed as we're looking over this. So the old Sorcerer also doesn't have Disgustingly Resilient.
Same with the Chaos Lords.
Yep.
They don't have it either. That sucks.
Yeah, that does.
Malignant Plaguecaster. He is the exact same. How you get him in Dark Imperium and how he is in the Chaos Index is how you get him in the Dark version of the Book of Death.
Death card.
World.
Yeah, you got there. You got
Yeah,
there.
I got there. Yeah, I throw the words at you. It's your job to organize them.
I was shaking my head off camera a little bit. Yeah, it
you like
made
it?
sense to me.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I was
Not always.
zoning in and out, but
In and out of the zone. Yeah, but once you're in the zone.
make the hoop.
Talking about Plague Marines here for a second. There are 8 new weapons that you get. Now, this exists in the Chaos Space Marine Codex as well.
It does, but we'll go over them just in case people didn't watch that review.
Or in case they don't have the Chaos Space Marine Codex.
Exactly. Yep.
Or in the case they're like jumping in exactly from the Index and they haven't played it yet.
Which is possible because I never bought the Chaos Space Marine book, so I'm jumping from the Index to this.
Yeah. So, Blight Launcher.
Yep.
Okay, it's 14 points. Oh, by the way, I have to say this. And this is the same with all of their codexes.
Right.
They don't have the points values of the weapons on
It's a little
the data
unfortunate.
sheet.
Yeah.
And so I did it myself just so I can easily create stuff. And I know
Exactly.
there's different army building
Sure.
softwares.
But some of them
but-
aren't accurate, though, I find. Even Battlescribe, sometimes like there's slight tweaks here and there that
Slight, yeah.
you have to really be careful.
And instead of double checking everything, I just rather write it in the book and write it all longhand.
It's a good way of doing it, honestly.
And it helps me remember the numbers and the cost of things.
I kind of wish they would do it like this, to be honest.
Yeah, that's how I've done it. And I also put the cost of the models 19 per model.
Yeah. Because that's why power level is so easy to do it, right? Because that you just kind of go, oh, I want 2 Blight Launchers and a great Plague Cleaver on my champion or something like that, if the Plague Tree, or he has the option of doing it.
That's right.
As an example.
Yeah, and there's a lot of war gear options, like a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is awesome because it makes it unique to Plague Marines.
Right. You know what? They're not bad, the new additions, actually. Like, I really like the Blight Launcher in terms of a weapon because it's an assault. So you can still move normally and shoot normally, right? Versus, say, I don't know, most things are assault. Well, you have the Plague Spewer here. That's heavy, right? So if you move, you're -1 to hit, but I think that auto hits. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I understand the idea.
You know what I mean?
What you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's nice to have. The melee weapons are actually pretty good. I actually kind of like the flail option the best.
Why the flail? Because it feels the most Nergal?
It does. It's not bad for its points cost as well.
+2 strength, -2 AP, 2 damage. I mean, it's pretty consistent.
It is. Instead of the D3 on most weapons, and again, it's a plague weapon. Most of these things are plague weapons, which is really nice.
Yeah. And with the flail, you also do D3 hit rolls instead of just 1.
Exactly.
Yep. So that's really good.
Yep.
Yeah. I would certainly choose some of the new options over the older ones.
Well, it's nice that they're going to get a new kit, right? Because then you got those extra bits to actually make them good.
The Plague Spewer is also really good because it's essentially like a heavy flamer.
And it's also 9 inches instead of 8.
Yes.
So
and it's a plague weapon.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, you're still not going to be able to shoot guys that deep strike outside 9.
Right.
Because it's 9 inches. They have to be outside 9, but it's going to deter people that are outside 8 from charging you because then they're going to auto hit.
Then there's also the Overwatch. Which
That's
is
what I mean, yeah. Exactly.
So looking at their war gear options here.
Yep. So there's a few things to note. So one of them is all Space Marines can take Biotic Axe and a Plague Sword or a second Plague Knife. So that means that they can all be close combat, which is interesting. So I'd probably put them in a Rhino.
Okay.
So it keeps them safe. Now you can keep them shooting as well. You can take some plasma guns, or you could take the new Blight Launcher or something like that. And I'd keep them outside the Rhino because then that way they're shooting too, right? Because they're also assault, 24 inches. So you're going to be shooting most things because bolters are 24 as well.
If it were me, I would equip them with shooting weapons.
I think so too.
Just because if I want close combat, I'm going Khorne.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. I'd probably bring the Khorne Berserkers, right? Because they get to pile and hit twice. The one thing to note about the Plague Marines, though, is their toughness 5 with disgustingly resilient. So
this is true.
They don't get to attack twice, and they probably don't have the better melee options, but they're going to be more resilient.
They will.
So you'll last longer in close combat than the Khorne Berserkers will.
Chaos Cultists, they are the same, another Troops Choice. Oh, by the way, the Plague Marines are also Troops Choice in this codex. Poxwalkers, they are the same from Dark Imperium, but if you haven't received it or seen it, we'll go over the Poxwalkers because they're cool.
Yeah, I think they're a good option, to be honest. I have 100 of them.
Yeah,
and I feel like I don't have enough.
And, you know, they've replaced the Plague Zombies.
They have, and I think they've replaced Cultists, to be honest.
Kind of.
They're more resilient, right?
Well, they are definitely more resilient.
Yeah.
And if that's your purpose, if you don't want any shooting with them, then yeah, you want to run them up and they are walls.
And they're fearless too, right? So you have to kill them down to the man, where Cultists, you can kill a few and then some of them will run, right?
See, some would call them mindless because of their rule, which makes them fearless.
Right. There's no fearless special rule anymore, but and the the mindless,
right.
Exactly. They're immune to morale tests.
I like to call them fearless though.
Yeah.
Diseased Horde, you can add 1 to all hit rolls for the unit in the fight phase if it contains more than 10 models, which it very easily could because you can include 10 additional to your 10, so you can have 20 guys.
So what's good about that too is you're going to have more guys hitting on better to get the special rule, because if you kill something in the close combat phase, a model specifically, you add 1 to your Poxwalker unit. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be a unit to bog down in close combat.
I think that since they move so slow, they only move 4 inches. They're
really
like
slow.
You plop them down on objectives,
right?
And they're not going to be losing guys faster than they need to because of the mindless special rule.
You're always going to run them too, right? Because they don't have a shooting attack, as you can see. They just have melee attacks. So if you have a noxious Brightbringer, yeah, that's what I thought. You can roll 2 dice and take the highest. So they're on average going to be running 8-9 inches.
Yeah.
So it's not bad.
Jumping back to the Cultists for a second. They don't have disgustingly resilient, but the Poxwalkers do. Mm-hmm. So that's hence their resiliency.
Yeah, exactly. And as well, their toughness is the same, but if you bring Typhus, they're going to be toughness 4.
That's correct.
So they're going to be harder to wound.
Yeah. Now, that being said, the Cultists, they do have shooting.
They do.
And
mind you, it's not anything to fear, right?
Not really. They're hitting on 4s, and they're probably going to be wounding on 5s.
Yeah.
Typically.
Because it's strength 3.
Yeah.
Rapid fire is nice, though.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you the option.
Sure.
But, I mean, and also the Cultists are cheaper. Mm. They're 4 points a model versus the 6 points a model for the Poxwalkers.
That's, again, something to note, right?
Yeah.
But, again, I'd rather have something that's, again, mindless and can regenerate guys.
Plague Bearers, the only thing that changed here are their points. Instead of 8 points a model, it's 7 points a model.
Yep. So again, they're on par with the Chaos Space Marine book, because that's what they originally changed.
Yep.
Yes, Nerglings are in the book.
Yes, they are.
I love Nerglings just because they're so disruptive.
They are a Troop's choice, and they are disgustingly resilient.
They are.
Demonic ritual, so you can summon them in.
Exactly. They're demons. Yeah.
And here's the cool thing. Mischief-Makers. So we set up a unit of Nerglings during deployment. They can either be set up in the deployment zone or anywhere on the battlefield if it's more than 9 inches away from enemy deployment zone. So you can place them in, and if you get first turn, then you can make a first turn
charge easily. Because, again, like you said, you move them in your deployment zone. That's where you deploy them outside 9, and then they move their 5 inches.
Yeah.
So they're likely going to get a first turn charge. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have a screen. Because if they don't have a screen, then you're touching stuff like Land Raiders and
other weapons with shooty
and stuff like
stuff.
that can't fall back and shoot, which is really nice for 18 points a model.
And the other thing too that's good with that is they're shooting at them instead of your stuff that you don't want to be shot at.
Exactly.
Right. So you have to deal with them because they're right in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. They're majorly disruptive on your first turn, right? One important thing to note though is this special rule, squishable. Basically means if the damage characteristic is more than 1, they don't get their disgustingly resilient.
Yeah.
So they're going to rely on their demon save, which is the 5-up.
Yeah.
Invul save for stuff that's over 1 damage. So like bolters and stuff like that, they'll still get their disgustingly resilient, but a last cannon they'll die if basically they fail their invul save.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they're 4 wounds apiece.
Which is they might actually survive a last cannon shot, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's a chance.
Yeah. Chances are they do.
Well, there's a good chance.
Exactly.
Well, there's a good chance. Like a 50-50.
You're telling me there's a chance?
There is a chance.
Like 1 in a million?
Samsonite. Noxious Blightbringer, which you get in the Dark Imperium box set. There's no change.
It's not a bad character though.
Yeah.
If I'm bringing Poxwalkers, I'm bringing this guy.
Yeah, I can see that. Here we go. We got a brand new unit here. We have Foul Blight Spawn. 77 points. He moves 5, just like the rest of the army, kind of.
Yep.
He's weapon skill with skill 3 up, strength 4, toughness 5. He's got 4 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 8, and a 3 up save. So, you know, not bad. He is an elite choice.
Exactly.
Single model unit.
Yep. He's a character.
He's
which
got
is
a
nice.
plague
So
sprayer.
Yep, which is very important because it's 9 inches, 2d6 assault, -3 AP, and 3 damage.
His assault is D6.
Did I say d6?
You said 2D6. Probably
Oh,
'cause you'll-
2d6 strength.
Yeah.
Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah.
You're right.
2D6 strength.
Yep.
-3 AP and 3 damage. Yeah, that's really good damage.
And a plague weapon too, right?
It is a plague weapon on top of that, automatically hitting the target because it's a flamer pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not exactly a heavy flamer, it's much better than a
It's
heavy
much
flamer.
better than yeah, exactly. So it's not a bad unit choice actually because he's got some special rules as well. He's got Death to the False Emperor, which everything in this book has, Disgusting and Resilient, and he's also got 2 other abilities here: Unholy Death's Head.
Each foul blight spawn carries a single unholy death's head grenade. Once per battle, a foul blight spawn or another friendly Death Guard character within 3 inches of him can throw an unholy death's head grenade instead of either a blight grenade or a hyper blight grenade. When they do so, change that weapon's type to grenade 2d6. That's good.
Not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, 2d6 grenades. What's not to like about that, right?
Yeah, like that's pretty decent. He does it once per game. It's just like a fun little extra.
Sure. Throw that in
narrative.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
So you're doing, I don't know, on average 7 or 8 throw into hits, basically. So you're gonna do 2 or 3 hits. No, probably not that much, but it's not bad. It's not bad. And then he's got another one called Revolting Stench. Enemy units that charge this turn and are within 7 inches of this model at the start of the fight phase are struck by stench so foul that they falter, losing their impetus. Such a unit does not get to fight first in the fight phase, but can be chosen to fight like other units that did not charge. This also affects units that have the ability that would not enable them to fight first as if they had charged.
That would enable them
Right.
to fight first.
So stuff like Khorne Berserkers aren't fighting first if they're within 7 of this guy. So your Plague Marines with close combat weapons are going to be chewing through those Khorne Berserkers before they get to attack.
It looks like that affects Demon of Slanesh as well. Because they
I would, yeah, anything that goes first, right?
Yep. So Revolting Stench, that smells pretty bad, man. Yeah, you want to throw that out there. Yeah, good luck attacking first.
There's the poop joke in there, I think.
I think there is now. Biologus Putrefier, that's how I'm saying it. 74 points for this guy. He's, moves 5, weapon skill, blitz skill 3 up, strength 4, toughness 5, 4 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 8, and a 3 up save. So very similar to the foul blight spawn.
Yep.
Very similar in points costs, but his weapons and his war gear options are slightly different.
Right.
So he's got an injector pistol that you can put on him. It's a 3-inch range.
Pistol 1.
Not really the greatest. Strength 4, -1 AP. D6 damage, though.
Which is nice, and it's also a plague weapon, so...
Yeah. And the damage changes to 1 when attacking vehicles. So it's not great against vehicles.
You're going to shoot stuff that are like Terminators or high wound stuff like Nerglings or... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like example, I'm thinking Gilliman.
Okay.
Because he's not a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
He's got a fair amount of wounds.
That's right. Anything multi-wound that's not a vehicle, he'd be good at shooting this
exactly.
against.
But again, it's a pistol with 3-inch, so...
Exactly. Well, I'm thinking it's probably like close combat.
It is.
Because when you're close combat, it's like, okay,
Yes.
stay there for a second.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And that's how you would use him. He's got a plague knife that he has access to, which the only thing good about a plague knife really is that it's a plague weapon. Because otherwise, it's strength user, no AP,
No AP, 1 damage. Yeah.
Hyper Blight Grenade. This I've never seen before.
Neither have I.
Before this codex.
Yep.
And Hyper Blight Grenades are 6-inch range, grenade D6. It's strength 4 versus the strength 3 that it normally is.
Yep.
And it's 2 damage.
But no AP.
It's no AP.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. It's okay. It's a plague weapon still.
Yep. It is a plague weapon, and each wound roll of 6 made for the weapon inflicts a mortal wound on the target in addition to any other damage.
So it's good.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Especially when you use it in conjunction with the foul blight spawn.
Yep.
And his unholy death's head
Yeah,
special
you're
ability.
shooting 2d6 of those?
It would be.
Yeah, that would actually, you know what? That's a very valid point.
They sound like a power couple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like they're holding hands and high-fiving.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they throw their stench together, and it's not good for business.
They're definitely throwing something.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's got his special abilities, Death to the False Emperor, Disgustingly Resilient, same as before, but he has a unique one, which is Pestilential Explosion. So if he's killed,
Yep.
you roll a die on a 4-up, he explodes, similar to a vehicle.
Right.
Uh,
Within 7 inches.
Yeah.
And it suffers 1 mortal wound. However, with one important distinction, it doesn't affect Nergal units.
That's correct. It does say each unit within 7 inches, so you could also have other units in your army.
Say, I don't know, for whatever reason you're bringing corn.
Right. Yeah. It would affect them.
It would. Yeah.
Yeah, but not Nergal.
Yeah, they find it refreshing, actually.
I think so.
Yeah, they rejoice.
Let's have a shower outside. His last special ability here is actually not bad, considering that everything, or most things, a lot of things in the army have blight grenades. So basically, you increase the strength and damage characteristics of all blight grenades carried by friendly Death Guard units when they are within 3 inches of this model. And in addition, when a unit is within 3 inches of him, each wound roll of 6 made when attacking with a blight grenade inflicts a mortal wound on the target in addition to any other damage. So very similar to the other abilities that all stack upon each other.
Yeah, and we'll get later in the Codex, but there's actually more things that synergize with grenades as well.
Plague Surgeon. This is another new unit in the Codex.
Very similar to an apothecary, but different.
Yeah, he's like a Nergal apothecary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got his own different flavor to him, which I actually kind of like better than apothecary.
Yeah, I can see that. He's also an elite choice.
Yep.
He's a single model unit. He's got a bolt pistol, a bale sword, blight grenades, and crack grenades. What's a bale sword? Bale sword is the cost 6 points for it, strength user -3 AP, and a plague weapon. So it's basically a power sword, only it's a plague weapon. That's the only difference.
Yep, I would agree so.
Yeah. His special abilities, Disgustingly Resilient, Death to the False Emperor, but Tainted Narthecium. See, this is where he's like an apothecary, only not.
Right.
He's like a Nergal
I think he's
apothecary.
better than an apothecary.
Oh yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with this, and not because I'm biased, it's actually because...
No, we're biased.
We are biased, yeah. This is true, yeah.
So basically what that special rule does is you get to reroll 1s on the Disgusting Resilient within 3 inches of this unit.
Yeah, so any Death Guard infantry.
Right, so you can basically trail one Poxwalker within 3 inches, or even a vehicle within 3 inches, and they will reroll 1s on the Disgusting Resilient.
This is true.
Very powerful ability.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what that was, but my Voxcaster did do a translation.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
What did it translate to?
Rain or shine, whip in and down. His other ability is Gene Seed Thief. So you add 1 to all hit and wound rolls made for this model in the fight phase when targeting Adeptus Astartes infantry or bikers.
Right, so it's not Imperium only, but it's Space Marines.
Yeah.
So it's not going to affect everything, but it'll be nice when you have Death to the False Emperor as well too, right? Stack in with that ability.
You know, I can picture, what's his name, Fabius Bile, sending a bunch of these guys out.
Oh yeah.
He's like, hey, get some Gene Seed. Get them from those bikers.
Yeah, because we don't have bikers.
That's right.
Yeah, we want some.
We do?
Yeah, we miss bikers.
Who doesn't have bikers?
Death Guard.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, do we?
No, we don't.
Man.
I know, that sucks. Come, Mr. Tallyman.
Bring me a banana. What? I don't know. So we got the Tallyman here. He's 60 points. Moves 5, Ballistic Skill 5, Weapon Skill 5, Strength 4, Toughness 5, 4 wounds. 3 attacks, Strength, Leadership 8, 3 up saves. So he's, again, the same profile pretty much as the other elite choices.
Yeah.
He's got a plasma pistol, blight grenades, crack grenades.
Death of the False Emperor, Disgusting Resilience.
Yep, so all similar stuff. This is where it changes, though.
He's got 2 special rules that kind of set him apart from the other guys. One of which is Festering Zealot, so you can re-roll failed hit rolls in the fight phase for friendly Death Guard units that are within 7 inches.
Exactly.
There's that. So
that could be really good, actually.
it's not too bad.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a Dark Apostle in that respect.
A little bit, yeah.
Now the other one, which is neat, this is more narrative, I would say.
I think so, yeah. It's not super powerful, but it could be good.
It's definitely narrative. It's not powerful at all because
No.
the chances of getting it are very slim, and that's the 7-fold chant. So if your army is battle forged and you have a tallyman on the battlefield, you roll 2d6 each time you spend command points.
Every time you spend a stratagem, actually.
Oh, sorry, yes, a stratagem, yeah.
So if you roll 2d6 and you get a 7 on that 2d6 roll, you get those command points that you use for the stratagem.
Yeah, they're refunded.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you got to use the stratagem with command points. You get the command points back if you get a 7. So,
Exactly. For 67 points, like it doesn't seem great, But again, very narrative to Nergal.
Definitely narrative, but the chances of it happening are so slim. It's one of those things that, would you even remember to roll for it?
I'm going to if I bring him for sure. I don't think you're going to get it on average. Like,
you know how long it took me to remember to roll for Chaos Boon?
really?
Yeah, probably like 100 battle reports.
But we don't remember much, let's be honest.
That's true, yeah. Here, I'm going to try right now. Let's see if I get it. Oh,
Close.
so close.
Here, I'll try myself.
Should I use a command point to make it 7?
So.
Oh,
no.
no, not quite. That was
Exactly.
But
so on paper, it just seems kind of below average.
it's definitely narrative.
Yeah,
Because
if
you're going to
it-
get close.
When I first read this, when we cracked open the book, I thought it was 7 or more, which would be extremely powerful.
That would be great.
You're gonna get those command points back almost
Almost half the time.
more than 50% of the time, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, that would be 50%, wouldn't it?
no, because
If it's 7 or
double
more.
ones is 2s, right? It's more.
Double ones is 2s?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. I think it's 50. I think it's half.
Sure.
Anyway,
Anyways,
whatever it is.
exactly.
No, you're right. It's more than half.
It's still very strong though, regardless of it that what the ratio is and stuff like that.
Weta Workshop? That's what I heard when you said that. I don't even think you were even close to what you were saying.
What?
It's Star Wars, definitely.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I like that show.
Yeah, it's a good show. Yeah, we should watch it again. We should binge watch it.
Looney Tunes.
Death Shroud Terminators.
New unit.
It's a new unit.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. Might be one of my favorite units in the
I
Codex.
think so. I think they're going to be extremely powerful with how they work with characters.
And I think we're going to see a lot of them.
I think so too. They're a beautiful model.
Now, they are expensive, though, man. They're 50 points a model base.
Yeah.
That's without adding their
versus
other
Space
weapons.
Marines. I think they're 38. I think the Dark Angel Space Marine guys are Terminators. I think they're 40.
Well, they got a lot of secrets, so, you know, they must
they're,
keep them.
They're heretics, let's be
Are
honest.
they? They pretty much are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to tell anyone that, though.
Quiet. Secret.
What do they keep under their cloaks?
hood?
Yeah,
Secrets.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Sounds right.
Death Shroud Terminators.
Yep.
You can have a couple versions of them. You can have a mid, you can put like a flamer on them, a plague spurt gauntlet.
Well, they come with a flamer.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they come
it's
with
not,
that.
It's not an option. It's what they come with. It comes with each model's armed with a Man Reaper and a Plague Spurt gauntlet.
You know what? You're absolutely correct. And because of that, it's 50 points plus 8 plus 17.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's expensive.
Right?
But what they do, you're going to feel it on the battlefield, I think. Or
Yeah.
at least your opponent is. I think they're going to frustrate your opponent.
Dang. They are 75 points in model.
They're expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't bring a whole army of them. Although that'd be really cool. I kind of want to bring a whole
I think
army
I would
of
bring 3 of them, though.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 units of 3?
No, just 1 unit of 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's something we should distinguish too, right? They come in 3s.
They do come in 3s and not in 5s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can include up to 3 additional ones for 11 power points each, or 57, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And so there's strength and toughness 5.
Yep.
2 wounds each, 3 attacks. Death Shroud Champion has 4 attacks.
Yep.
2 up save because they got their Terminator armor. They have their Cataphracti armor, which is a 4 up invuln save.
Very good, but you have to also half your dice when determining how far it advances.
Yeah, which is
So they're
fine.
slow.
They are slow,
Yeah.
but you do have the teleport strike, which
Yep.
makes you close to enemies. So
Exactly.
it doesn't really matter
Yep.
too much.
You get to basically deploy the more you want them to be.
Yeah. Now you only move 4 inches though, so they are kind of slow.
Well, Terminators are all slow, right? But this is like extremely slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is.
Yeah.
They're as slow as a Poxwalker, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Slower than Poxwalker because these guys have their distance to run.
Yeah. So
Right.
you want these guys in close combat.
You do, because they
Definitely.
also have that flame pistol, right? That does D6, strength 3, AP nothing, 1 damage, plague weapon.
Yep.
But it automatically hits, which is nice. And they've got a Man Reaper, which does +3 strength,
Minus 3
AP,
D3 damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Plague weapon.
Yep.
but
So they each have plague. They each have Man Reapers. We have
Yeah.
to. Each guy in the unit has one of these. Like that's a big deal.
they're going to take down tanks.
That's 3 attacks each.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? That's 3, 6, 4. That's 10 attacks because you have 3,
Yep.
and that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
Especially with Death of the False Emperor, you can get more attacks here if you're attacking
Exactly.
armies of the
And
Imperium.
if you have those characters nearby, you're re-rolling stuff, and yeah, it's not
yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really not bad. Eyes of Mortarion, Death Guard characters, so excluding Mortarion, within 3 inches of any friendly Death Shroud Terminator units, add 1 to their attacks characteristic.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You got 13 attacks now instead of the 10.
Yeah, looks like it.
But this is the one that I like. Silent Bodyguard. Roll a dice each time a friendly Death Guard unit is hit by a ranged or melee weapon while it's within 3 inches of this unit. On a 2+, one of the Death Shroud intercepts that hit, and that character is not hit by that attack, but is hit this unit instead.
So it says a Death Guard character, not unit.
Did I say character?
You said unit. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, it doesn't matter.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That,
You're making fun of my accent.
it's so heavy. It's you gotta like go through it like a.
Like a snake.
My accent's heavy too, man. Like,
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like how do we even understand anything?
You have nice
that we're
eyebrows.
saying? I have nice eyebrows. Well, Nergal thanks you.
You're very welcome.
But so you can like
Yeah.
siphon off wounds. That's
Sure.
basically what that means.
The way I look at this is with Mortarion, if he's within that bubble, which is 3 inches, if Mortarion's going to get hit by a las cannon, I'd rather these guys get hit because they have the same invul save.
Yep. There's also Demon Princes.
And they also have Disgustingly Resilient, which is good.
Yep.
So
They're still survivable enough where it
They are.
matters. And especially those last cannon shots, you're going to want to protect yourself. And
absolutely.
Mortarion, he's more wounds than you're able to hide.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't hide behind
yeah.
other units because you have too many.
And what he does on the battlefield, you want him to be alive for long.
Yes, this is true. So this is like his retinue.
Exactly. Yeah. His posse.
I think that we're going to see
Yeah, it's
this.
his back pocket wounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's wow. You know, it doesn't even matter where they are. They could be in
Yeah.
front of him, behind him. It doesn't matter.
Well, with the deep strike, they can come up whenever.
That's right. That's true.
Yeah.
So they'll be close because they're not going to move after that.
No, I
They'll
don't
move
think so.
forward,
No,
yeah.
they'll be staying put, and then I think Mortarion's going to get in close combat after that.
I certainly hope so because he'd be fun in close combat.
He's pretty good. As a hint.
Here's a nice little pic of the Death Shroud Terminators.
Boom.
I'll have their Man Reapers.
Yeah, they're a gorgeous model. Honestly, like a lot of these new units look absolutely great, and I can't wait to get my hands on them.
You know what I'm going to do? Until
You're
I
gonna
get
buy
them
lots?
in, I can use my 3 Typhuses.
Yeah, they look like them.
Yeah, I do. Because the new Typhus doesn't look like the old Typhus.
No, it doesn't. They did a reimagining, which I think I really like.
Yeah. I can't disagree. Next up, we have Blight Lord Terminators. These guys are a little bit cheaper than the Death Shroud Terminators, but they are still a new unit
They
of
are,
Terminators,
yep.
which is awesome.
Yep, so you got your options there. They're very similar to Plague Marines, actually, where you can equip them with close combat or you can equip them with shooting capabilities.
Yep.
Personally, I think I'd rather have shooting capabilities on these guys
Yeah.
because your Death Shroud Terminators are close combat
Definitely
oriented.
close combat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the Blight Lord Terminators, if we were to just compare them to regular Chaos Space Marine Terminators,
Sure.
here are the differences. Disgustingly resilient.
Yep.
They have Aura of Rust, which says each time you make a wound roll of 6 up for one of this unit's melee weapons, increase the AP of that attack by 1. Examples,
really
AP2 becomes AP3,
Exactly.
-3. Yeah.
I think these guys are toughness 5 as well.
They're toughness 5, yeah,
So
another
that's an
difference.
important distinction, I think.
Also cataphractic armor, 4 up
Yep.
invuln save.
Yep.
So they are awesome, and they have access to different weapons.
Absolutely, which makes them, again, have the flexibility.
You know, they have their Blight Launchers, which is... The Blight Launchers are really good.
I think they're really good, yeah.
24-inch range, Assault 2, Strength 6, minus AP2.
I think the assault makes it
D3
really
weapons.
good.
Yeah. Plague weapon as well.
Yep, exactly.
So many plague weapons. Like basically the entire book.
Almost. Anything but a bolter pretty much has a plague weapon, almost, it seems.
I wouldn't be surprised if I found one in the book.
That had...
I'm not going to,
not
but I
plague.
wouldn't be surprised if
Okay.
it's hidden on a page that doesn't have a page number
What, a bolter?
with the plague weapon
Oh, okay.
type.
Oh, I believe you.
Do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. They also have a Plague Spewer, Bale Sword, Bubonic Axe, Flail of Corruption access to them. In addition to all the regular stuff. Like you can put a Combi Melta on these guys, Combi Plasma, Reaper Autocannon. Like that's kind of
Yep.
a normal Terminator
I think these guys are
weapons.
just good on paper.
They look like they're good on paper.
Yeah, like the Death Shroud, I think, are the better choice, but they're more expensive, right?
Right. Now with these guys, you can bring 5 in a unit, and that's how the unit comes. It comes with 5, and it is cheaper. It's 38 points a model,
Right. But then you're buying the Wargear options as well, versus the other guys come with the Wargear options, right?
Yep.
So the Death Shroud Terminators don't have the flexibility, but these guys do. So if your army's missing close combat, you can bring close combat with these guys for a cheaper option.
This is true. Yeah.
Or if you're missing shooting, then you can bring these guys.
Now, they don't have as much, right? They don't have as...
No.
Not as many guys can have special weapons here.
Exactly.
But still, this is when you want to get closer to just a regular Terminator unit, but that has a theme of Death Guard, bring these guys.
I think they're going to be decent.
I think so, too.
Yeah. You'll see them on the tabletop.
They
They're a
are
new
more
unit, right?
survivable.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, and they have the new models, and they look great.
They do look great. Like
Yeah.
this guy in particular with the flail.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's bringing some dreams to his opponents.
He's bringing some dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demonic princess.
There's a dream in every single flail.
That's where that story ends.
Hellbrute, there's really nothing special here about him. He's...
Just his power level changed from 8 to 7.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, that happens in the Chaos Space Marine Codex.
Yep. I still think they're not bad for what they do, right?
I mean, he's got Death Guard,
Yep.
faction keywords, so that helps you when he's in your army.
Question, I don't have the book in front of me. Does he have Disgustingly Resilient?
He does not.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
A little bit, but, you know, it's okay. He does have his normal rules. The Crazed rule, the Battering Onslaught rule. But he's basically just... You are allowed to have a Hellbrute in your army.
Which is good. More flexibility is good because he's a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to be a little bit more tougher than the infantry of your army.
That's right. And another reason why it's good is because there are some Chaos Space Marine units that were omitted from this book.
There were.
They were not included in this book.
One
of which is Bikers, which you mentioned before.
Yeah,
That
Havocs, for example.
Havocs?
So this guy's going to be one of your shooty guys, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'd equip him with a power fist. I think I'd go Missile Launcher and, I don't know, Las Cannon.
Okay, so you make him shooty.
I think so, yeah.
All right, well, he's base strength 6, so he's not bad.
Yep.
So, yeah, I can see that.
There's also another reason, which we'll get to the end of the book, or near the end of the book, that it's a stratagem that allows him to do a special thing in the shooting phase.
This is true. Yeah, when
So-
we talk about stratagems, we can go over that.
Exactly.
Beasts of Nergal. You know what? First off, I have to say this. I love how they combine the demons with the Death Guard in the same codex. I don't feel like they're separated.
No, I feel like they're family, you know?
They should be in the same army, right?
I think so too.
Have some Nerglings on the field
Exactly.
alongside your Poxwalkers.
Now, one important distinction, though, is they're lesser demons. You're not going to see a greater and clean one in your Death Guard army.
That's
unfortunately.
true.
So you're going to see the Beasts of Nergal. You're definitely going to see Nerglings in my army.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because they just want to hug people, man.
Blow your nose and throw it on the table.
Right.
It's all
Well,
good.
that's worm free.
Really disgusting. Warm boogie. I don't know. That sounded like you would like to taste it.
Well, they do have slime.
They have a slime trail.
Slimer.
There is actually a deadly slime trail special rule that the Beast of Nergal has.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a good segue.
Yeah. You roll d6 for each enemy unit that falls back within 1 inch of the unit, and on a 4-up, the unit suffers a mortal wound.
It's good.
You know what? I've actually noticed this theme. That
The
there's
mortal wound theme?
extra mortal wounds
Yeah.
inflicted here and there.
Yeah, like it's not going to happen all the time, but if you have a bunch of rules that do mortal wounds,
Yeah, it all adds up.
it does.
It can add up to units by the end of the game.
100%.
Heck,
yeah.
if it added up to one single extra unit that you kill because of
For
that
free?
extra ability,
Yeah.
then it's worth it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now he's demonic, so he's got a 5-up invuln save. Now, from the old books, from the Chaos Index book, we have to say this. There is a change from there.
Yep.
He was 4 wounds. He is now 5 wounds.
Right. So very much like the Possessed, it didn't change in points or power level, just 1 additional wound.
1 additional wound.
So that makes him pretty tough, actually.
Yeah. So he's...
I probably will bring a Beast of Nergal.
He is an attention seeker, which is another ability that he has. And so he sometimes feels like he's let out of the fun.
Right.
So, and so he bounds forth to join in whenever he can. And basically, he can perform a heroic intervention as if he was a character.
It's pretty sweet. So you hide him in your horde of Poxwalkers, and then he gets to jump in and...
That's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
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 And you
He's like,
totally
hey, look
tarp it.
at me.
So, hey, wait, whoa.
Hey, there's a fight. I want in.
I'm on it. Hey, what are you doing? Pass me that.
Bar fight.
Speaking of possessed, the only difference is they have 1 more wound than you see them have in the Chaos Index.
Right.
For those of us who have not purchased the Chaos Space Marines Codex, you would have seen that difference already.
Yep.
But points, power, everything else is the exact same.
They're still kind of mediocre.
Well, I will say this.
Yep.
When I fielded them before,
Okay.
because they have 2 wounds, they are much more of a tar pit.
Are they really?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I don't own any possessed because on paper they don't look great.
They don't.
But
they always see them as attacks.
Hearing that, I mean,
they have D3
they're okay.
attacks.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's not bad.
Yeah.
They're strength 5.
-2 AP, right?
That's -1.
-1. Okay. So that's not bad.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a. Actually, no, I'm wrong. They're -2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, broken clock is right twice a day.
That's definitely an old man joke for a guy who has no gray hair.
Or children.
Voted Bloat Drone. We got a fast attack choice here. He is still 99 points. That has not changed. From the index to the new codex here, there is a bit of a change. First off, his power has gone down. Went from 10 to 8. But he is now able to have some additional weapons. And let's show you what those are.
Yes.
He can replace both of his Plague Spitters with a heavy Blight Launcher on the right there, or a Flesh Mower on
Which
the
is,
left.
I think, my favorite model.
Oh, yeah.
I think that looks totally cool and very themed.
Absolutely. Okay, so Death Shroud Terminators and these Bloat Drones with
Model-wise,
Flesh
they look great. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, just the idea
Of having a lawnmower, you know what I mean? Like a push lawnmower because it's got fly, so it's gonna hop out of combat and then go mow something else.
it's like a much more effective Death Roller. Would you not say?
Death Roller hits on 2s though.
Hit-
So
okay,
maybe
let's
a
go over the
cheaper
stats.
thing, right?
Okay, so a Flesh Mower is this.
Sure.
It's strength +2, which is strength 8 because when you're 6 to 10 wounds, you are strength 6. So strength 8 base, and it could be in the very least strength 6. So strength 6 to 8.
Which is still fantastic.
You are -2 AP
Yep.
in your 2 damage.
Yep.
It's a plague weapon, and it says this. Each time a foeted Bloat Drone fights, it can make 6 additional attacks with this weapon.
It's so good.
So you're 3 attacks base,
Yeah.
and then you're +6 on top of that.
Yeah. So you got a lot of attacks.
Yeah.
You're gonna be mowing down some dudes.
You're 7 to 9 attacks
Yep.
with that,
Yep.
which is nuts.
Yep. But that's what you want that to be too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You want to have lots of attacks that do a fair amount of damage and pretty good AP.
So he is the close combat version of the Bloat Drone.
I wouldn't think they would get a close combat version, to be honest. I thought it would be the heavy Blight Launcher and the Plague Spitters. I didn't foresee this guy. That's a lot of imagination there. You know what I mean? To put a lawnmower on a drone.
Yeah, that is really cool.
It's really neat.
The guy who thought of that, he's probably like so happy.
He's got a nergly grin on his face, I think. He's
think
like,
he I think he likes to cut grass, and so he was just like, you know what?
or maybe he just hates to cut grass.
Maybe he hates it.
Yeah.
And he's like, screw all those guys who cut their grass all the time
Right,
around me.
right. The Space Marines hate cutting grass. So.
I have rocks in my front yard.
You have rocks in your front yard? I don't even have a lawnmower, to be
I'm
honest.
pretending that I'm this guy saying that. I don't actually have rocks in my front
I really don't have a lawnmower.
yard. Let's talk about a new unit. We have a Myphitic Blight Hauler. It's kind of
I
a funny
love
word.
this model.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
He's kind of like a cute little...
He's like a tank.
He's like a tank.
Yeah. I
He's-
think it's very much like a Grot tank.
You know,
feels
yeah,
like it.
like a Killican type of...
Like just something there just gonna be annoying.
Yeah, so there he is right there.
Yeah.
And
That's the best picture we can get, actually.
because in the Codex, that's the best picture, yeah.
It is.
So that's what he looks like. He's 85 points. Okay, he moves 10, which is actually abnormal for Nergal.
It is.
Weapon skill with skill 4 up. Strength 6 base, which is good. Toughness 7, 8 wounds.
Right, so he's not gonna degrade because the Bloat Drone is 10 wounds, right?
That's true.
So
He doesn't have a damage table.
He does not, exactly.
3 attacks, leadership 8, and a 3 up save.
Yep.
He is disgustingly resilient. He has
good.
5 up invuln save because he's demonic.
Yep.
He adds 1 to his hit rolls when they have 3 or more in the unit. So they need to
Right.
have 3 of these guys in the
Right,
unit.
right.
Try tracked. He doesn't suffer penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons.
Which is good because he does have some heavy weapons.
Yeah, which is interesting because he's a fast attack choice,
Yeah.
right?
So he's going to bring the heavy weaponry and a fast attack choice. I wouldn't think that in a Death Guard army.
Right. Now he's got a foul stench, which means that enemy units must subtract 1 from any hit rolls when they target him in the fight phase.
On the fight phase, okay.
Yeah, so just don't hit them in close
Right,
combat
there's
because
flies around you, yeah.
you're going to be stinky. Yeah, you don't want that to happen.
No.
Putrid Scent Fog is another special rule that he has. So friendly Death Guard infantry units that are entirely within 7 inches of a Myphitic Blight Hauler, I like saying the name of it, gain the benefit of cover when making armor saves. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it has to be wholly within, so that kind of makes sense, right?
It does. It's like a KFF, but...
Yeah.
Again, it's a fully within. So the whole unit, say, of Poxwalkers have to be within that 7 inches. Then they would actually get a save of 6 up because they're normally 7 up, right?
Yeah.
So they would get their 6 up followed by a Disgustingly Resistant roll.
Right.
Or you could have, say, Plague Marines nearby, and then they have a 2-up save.
They would. Yeah, so it makes them even better.
Yeah.
Now, he's equipped with 4 different weapons here. He's got a Missile Launcher, a Multi-Melta, a Bile Spurt, and a Gnashing Maw. The Gnashing Maw is his melee weapon.
Yep.
So Strength User with Strength 6, minus 2 AP and 1 damage, and a Plague weapon.
Yep. So it's not bad. I mean, it's not going to mow through things like the Lawnmower.
No, like that one sticks out, man. Like
does.
that, in my mind, I'm like, yes, I want to feel that. I want to feel like 5 of them just to see what happens. I want to cut the grass on this farm.
Yeah, that's right. Nergal's garden. There you go.
Yes, oh, see, he likes to keep it nice and trim.
Right.
In certain areas.
It's gotta grow.
It does.
And fester.
Right? Yeah, fertilize it a little bit.
Yeah, and then good things will come.
Bile
In the spring.
spurt. Yeah. So his Bile Spurt.
Yep. So that's 12 inches, assault D3, strength 6, minus 1, 1 damage, plague weapon.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I mean, it's 12 inches, so it's a little short. The main weapons here, in my opinion, are the Missile Launcher and the Multi-Melta.
Yeah.
That don't get penalties for moving.
Right, because...
Which is good, so you're always going to be hidden on that 4+.
Yep. Which is, I mean, because you're hitting half the time.
5, I mean, you might as well bring Orcs then, to be honest.
You might as well.
Because they got more DACA, let's be honest.
They do.
Yeah.
That's true. I can't disagree with that.
Yeah,
They're also
they love
great.
the DACA.
Yeah, but can you imagine fighting Orcs? Because that would literally be like cutting the grass.
It would.
Next up, we have Chaos Spawn. Ha! It's not the picture. The reason why I got to mention it, though, is because Chaos Spawn, they're the exact same.
Exactly.
No difference.
Yeah.
So we just have to mention that, and then we can go on to the Plague Drones.
They're in the Codex, which is nice.
They are.
Yeah, so they're cheap, fast attack choice if you want to fill out that brigade.
33 points.
Yep, not bad.
Yep. Plague Drones, though, they are new to the Codex here because you couldn't combine them before. They were different armies.
Because they were Demon and Nergal.
Right. Now it's all the same army.
Which I love that drones are in here.
Yeah, it is actually really cool. I love that, how they combine them.
It's really cool.
It really, that's how it should have been the entire time.
Yeah, it feels like a Khorne Demonkin book.
Actually, yes,
Nergal.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And you know how, I tell you this, you know how many times I've wanted to bring cool things from Demons and Nergal, but I'm just like, I don't want to.
Right.
Because I don't want to bring a demon army.
Well, that's it, right? And
Now
then
you
you
can
have to
mix
bring a different detachment, and it becomes a pain there because they don't share their abilities, and they don't feel the synergy.
It's not synergistic. Yeah, not at all. It's themed, yes.
Sure.
But not synergistic, which is a big difference.
I felt forced themed.
If it's definitely forced. That was a definite like mock of a mock, so.
Yeah, that's all right.
I think so. Now we have to mention the changes. There's actually a lot of changes.
Not a lot of changes, but changes that will stick.
It's significant
because
it'll encourage people to bring them.
Yeah.
So we're comparing the stats here from the Chaos Index to the Death Guard Codex.
Because this is the first time we've seen them in a Codex.
This is true.
Yeah.
So, okay, first off, power level.
Sure.
They went from 7 to 6. They're cheaper now.
Yep.
Points, instead of 44 points a model, it's 34 points a model.
Yeah. And my favorite is the wounds. They went from 3 to 8. Just kidding. They went to 4.
Yes. I saw what you did there. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 wounds would be a little bit...
Can you imagine everyone? This would be spam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be total
new
spam.
conscripts.
I think so. Now, if you said 7, that might be more believable because of Nergal's number.
See, I'm not that clever.
I think you're pretty clever, though.
Oh, thank you. Clever girl.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Jurassic Park.
Clever girl. Now talking about their special weapons here. Got a couple. Death's Heads is one. It's a 12-inch range, assault 2, strength 4, AP nothing damage 1 plague weapon. So you can do that. It's a little bit of a weapon.
Yep.
They got their Plague Sword, which is their melee, strength user, which is strength 4, no AP, 1 damage, but you can re-roll failed wound rolls for the weapon.
Yep.
So their weapons aren't overly strong.
But
Now
they're fast though. They're 10 inches, right?
they are. That's the rider weapons.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Now
yeah.
the rot fly has prehensile proboscis.
Say that 10 times fast.
That
No.
10 times fast.
No, thank you.
So here we go. It's strength 4 for this, 0 AP, but 2 damage. And after a model riding a rotfly makes its close combat attacks, you can attack with its mount. You make 4 additional attacks using this weapon profile, and you can reroll failed wound rolls for these attacks.
It's really good.
So that's not
Yeah,
bad. It sounds like these guys are close combat guys.
Yeah, well, they don't have much shooting, right? I mean, 12 inches isn't a whole lot of range.
It's not a whole lot of range. It's more like tar pit. It's like,
It is.
come on, I'm
Well,
gonna.
with 4 wounds now, they seem, that's what they should be, in my opinion, right?
Yep.
It feels like they would be 4 wounds.
They're 34 points a model, and they move 10 inches. So you can use them to go up there and to survive.
5 up invul, disgustingly resilient. I mean, they're going to be tough to kill.
And they have demonic rituals. So should you choose to summon them, you can if you
For
want
6
to.
power points, it's going to be easy on 3 dice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
just
so.
don't get a double.
Just don't get a double.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. Are you gonna roll a double?
only if I want to.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I like it. Chaos Land Raider, the exact same.
Yep. Not much has changed. It's still got the same profile, weapons, points,
Yep.
power level.
The only difference is Death Guard keyword.
Yep.
Yeah, so basically they are allowing you to include a Chaos Land Raider in your Death Guard army.
Exactly. It doesn't have disgustingly resilient,
Nope.
but it's still going to be tough to kill. Toughness 8, 2 up save, 16 wounds.
Yeah, so include it.
Yeah.
Include it for your Death Shroud.
Exactly.
Right.
If you don't want to teleport them or your Terminators inside that are close combat.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
Yep.
Actually, to be honest, I would rather do Blight Lord Terminators in the Land Raider.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Death
Close
Shroud, I
combat
want-
ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
For sure.
I think if they're shooty, I'd
Well,
rather have them on foot.
Blight Lord Terminators I would put them more shooty, but I would still put them in the Land Raider.
Really?
Yeah.
See, the problem I find with that is they're not shooting inside the Land Raider.
Right, but they are surviving longer.
Inside the Land Raider?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? You have the option of hiding them inside because the Land Raider is really resilient and you want to keep it alive.
It's going to die eventually.
It
though.
will,
Yeah.
because it will be targeted. You know it will be because
Yeah.
it's hard to kill.
It is.
But it still has the weapons to shoot. And
Right.
as it's shooting, and something comes up to go up and, I'm in
Right.
combat with it, therefore your Land Raider can't shoot. Then you pop out the Blight Lord Terminators and they're like, ha! Nice try!
I like that. Ha! I got you. Have a blight joke. I don't know. There was a plague joke in there somewhere.
Plague Burst Crawler! This is exciting because it's a new tank.
Exactly. It's you're going to see a lot of these on the board, I think.
I think so.
Because their points are really, really cost efficient for what they do.
Incredibly.
Yeah.
So they're 110 base.
Yeah.
So that's ridiculous.
Right off the bat with toughness 8, 12 wounds, 3 attacks, whatever, they're tank, right?
They're tanks. You're gonna shoot at them. Yeah.
Leadership 8, 3 up save.
Yep.
But here's the thing though. They've got a lot of DACA.
They actually do.
Yep.
So this is what they're equipped with. They have a Plague Burst Mortar, Heavy Slugger, and 2 Plague Spitters.
See, I want to say heavy slugger. Because then a Merc player, right?
But you can replace both of its Plague Spitters with 2 Entropy Cannons.
Yep.
So an Entropy Cannon is 36-inch range, Heavy 1, Strength 8, -4 AP, and D6 damage.
And for those who forgot, the Plague Spitter is the 9-inch flamer.
Yeah. It is the 9-inch flamer pretty much.
That's
Yep.
D6 shots,
Strength user,
Yep.
I mean, you are Strength 7 base. You do have a damage chart, though, because you're 12 wounds.
Exactly. So, I mean,
That's not
it's
bad.
not bad. Yeah. You're always, your ballistic skill goes down. So
You
you're-
automatically hit with that. So, but it's only -1 AP, and it's only
Sure.
1 damage.
Yep.
But here's the cool thing.
Yep.
It's your Plague Burst Mortar. That's the big gun in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that's going to do most of the damage, I think.
It's 12-inch to 48-inch. So if you get really close to it, they can't even shoot you.
Sure. But you got other guns like the Plague Spitter, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. It's heavy D6. It's Strength 8 -2 D3 damage. Plague weapon.
Yep.
And this weapon can target units that are not visible to the firing model.
Super, super important.
Yeah.
Because you can hide this guy essentially, right?
You can. You can hide him in the back of the field,
Yep.
which you're going to want him far away from your
And
units
if anything
anyway.
that comes into close combat or wants to charge you, hit them with Plague Spitters.
Yep.
So it's...
I would actually put a bunch of Poxwalkers around him in a ring
Yeah.
so that he
They're
can't be
dancing
charged.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems very Nergly.
I think so.
Yeah.
They would protect him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
'Cause
so you want to be able to shoot him every
Exactly.
turn.
You want to, you don't want to miss a turn of shooting with this guy, for sure.
And the cost of the guns are really cheap. Like the Plague Burst Mortar isn't any points. That's just the automatic gun that he comes with.
Yep.
His entropy cannons are 20 points apiece. So it's essentially a last cannon, with the exception that it's one less strength.
Yep. And the Rot Hail volley gun is 12 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you're going to see a bunch of these because they're going to be 150 points or less.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a heavy support choice.
Yep.
So if you had to choose between this or Chaos Land Raider, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of these guys on the battlefield. Maybe two. What were you going to say?
What would you rather bring, a Defiler or this guy? I think I'd rather bring this
Why
guy.
you got to do that to me? You know what?
Defi? Yeah.
Okay, well, this is what I got to do. I think 2 Plague Burst Crawlers and 1 Defiler.
There you go. A bit of the mix. I like it. Because then
I
you're
like
going to have heavy support across the board.
This is right. But yeah, you know what? Defi might have to sit with this one out. I might bring 3 Plague Burst Crawlers.
They're extremely cost efficient. I can see why.
Because here's the thing. There are no Havocs.
Yeah, there are no Havocs, which is unfortunate.
I would normally want to bring Havocs.
Yep, I would too.
I mean,
I can see why.
Your other heavy support choice is a Chaos Predator,
Which
is the exact same.
hasn't changed, yeah.
That is the exact same, so we're not even going to talk about that one. So you got 4 choices here with heavy support. You got Land Raider, Plague Burst Crawler, Defiler, and Predator.
Right.
So it
You're
looks
right,
like it's
though.
going to
I'd
be
rather
the
bring the
crawlers.
crawlers, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 crawlers in the back.
Yeah, they're a gorgeous model, too.
Completely.
Yeah.
Heck, you know what? You can have them right in the center back
Yeah.
and
Just
have
bombard stuff.
have poxwalkers.
Yeah.
Or even cultists because they're cheaper.
Yep.
Have cultists
Yep.
around them so that they can't be charged by deep striking units.
Exactly.
That's what I would do.
And then stuff that ends up killing the Poxwalkers, you blow it to smithereens after, too, right?
Yeah, you just change your sights.
Yep.
And here's the thing. You put the poxwalkers out a bit.
Yep, so you
So
can
that
stay outside that 12 inches.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's actually really good about these guys too is they have disgustingly resilient. So they
That's
have
true.
that 5-up feel no pain essentially, and they're also demonic.
Yeah,
so
so
they have a
5-up
5-up invul.
Yep.
So they're gonna be tough to kill, man.
And here, it explodes on a 5-up, not a
Yep.
6.
Within 6 inches, models take D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, it says each unit within 6, so goodbye poxwalkers. But that's okay. They serve their purpose.
You're only taking 3, and they have disgustingly resilient.
This is true.
So
Well, those are mortal wounds, so
you still get your disgustingly resilient versus mortal wounds. You don't get your regular save, but you get disgustingly resilient.
yeah. So that's great. So
Yeah.
please come close and blow me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems really good on paper. I can't wait to play it on the field.
You know what? Okay, that's like 3. No, I'll say 4 because of course I'm excited about Mortarion, which we'll talk about in a different video.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
He deserves his own video.
he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 units that I'm really excited about because
It's hard to pick one.
I know, like the new
Yeah.
units are awesome.
They are really good. Yeah.
So make sure to click on the link below to watch the demonstration battle report. It's actually no, it's not going to be a demonstration. It's
just
going to be a
straight
straight
up
up
battle
battle
report.
Yeah,
Yep.
it'd be a 1,000-point battle. So something small and you
But you get a
elite-y.
feel to it, right?
You get a feel to
Yep.
it. We're going to be fielding Mortarion in the army and some elite units
Yep.
versus Space Marines.
Sure.
And we're going to duke it out. It's a good, nice all-comers list. So
Exactly.
we'll see
Yep,
how it
so
fares.
you'll see how the new units interact with each other and how Mortarion can change things on the battlefield.
That'll be in the link in the video description below if you're a Vault member, because that will be in the MiniWarGaming Vault. If you're not a Vault member, then we invite you to click on that link below and sign up for a 7-day free trial, a Nergal 7-day free
I see
trial.
what you did there, yeah.
So that you
good.
can watch his bat rep, and you can watch all the other videos associated with the new Death Guard.
Including the reviews.
Including the reviews. Now here's the thing, we're going to actually do another review video, because we're going to
Yep.
cover the stratagems and the warlord
Sure.
traits and the psychic and
Yep.
all that stuff. And Mortarion
Is
will
another
be
video. So
he'll
there'll be 3 different review videos.
Yeah, we're doing a different one for him because he is like
He's
the
special.
big.
Yeah.
we got to talk about him a bit, and then we're going to do a special.
We gotta tease him a bit.
Who would win
Yeah.
between him and Magnus? Because that's the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. They're brothers,
How-
right?
They
At
are.
arms.
And how would he fare against Magnus? Right. That's the
Because
question.
Magnus is pretty powerful still, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Stay
all.
tuned for that. Yeah.
Stay tuned. And you know what? Actually, why don't we give some final thoughts for all the units.
Our
that we
units,
just-
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll just
Good
include it
thought,
in this
yeah.
video as well, because
Perfect.
this is all, it's all a review video.
Yep.
So what would you say, actually I'll start it off.
Okay.
I'll say that I'll say, because we said a lot of good things
Sure.
throughout.
Yep.
I'll say some of the things that I'm sad about.
Right, okay. Because there's a few things I'm sad about as well.
No, we mentioned the bikers.
Right, which is unfortunate because my old Death Guard army, when the Chaos Legion book came out, just before 7th dropped, a couple months, was primarily bikers.
What's 7 times 4?
Too much.
28?
Yeah.
That's how many bikers I cannot include.
Yeah, I had...
And that's how many I have.
I had 18 bikers, I
So
think. Yeah.
that sucks.
Even characters on bikes aren't a thing.
No, and that I am sad about that, because
So my
much-
army has drastically changed
Yeah.
from the Chaos Legion's book.
Yes.
Which I think I'm okay with because they've given us a lot to chew on.
That's definitely a disappointment.
It is,
Yeah.
for sure. There's no way around it.
And I'm kind of curious why, right? Like, I mean, why? Maybe it's because they're not known for speed. Maybe that's it. So
I think
it's
what
the
they
narrative.
did is they took the Death Guard, took them down, and then rebuilt them on building blocks, right? So they've changed the way they've worked for the Death Guard. I like how they synergize with each other, how characters can give certain buffs to certain units, and it feels more Death Guard. Like, sure, they're slow now, which is fine. I mean, if you want your bikes and your Helldrakes and your Havocs, you can still ally something, right?
I mean, it's true. I mean, you could still bring them technically.
Sure, with Mark of Chaos, but it's not Death Guard. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not included in here like the other units are included in here, right? The Havocs, there's no Havocs in here as well.
Right. So you're going to feel a fair amount of heavy support loss. But there's units there that are really good.
They also
that
don't
will
have,
cover it.
They don't have Vindicator as well. That's not included in the Codex.
Vindicator's not that great, though.
Yeah. So
But again, that's something to note, though, right? I mean, they've omitted a few things.
there's no Mauler Fiends or Forge Fiends.
Right.
They're also not in the Codex.
That's a good point. I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I don't own any.
Whereas I do, and they're
Right.
themed.
For
Right.
Nergal?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah. Well, I have one that's themed.
Yeah.
For Nergal.
It,
a mod.
it does suck, though. It does.
Yeah. I mean, it would make
But-
sense if
Sure.
there was like a Forge Fiend who had Nergal weapons
Yeah.
shooting. I think that would be neat.
I think so.
Yeah, that would make sense,
it
right?
would, it would.
Like the Mauler Fiend doesn't make as much sense because he's fast. He's going to go up there and crawl on buildings and
Yeah.
tear
Well,
stuff apart.
that's how Mauler Fiends
not
do
really
it.
Nergal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
Nergal kind of just all over you.
he would definitely do that.
So
So those are things I'm sad about.
I would agree with you. I mean,
I wish they would have included them.
I share your sense of sadness because my army is now invalid.
Right.
Right.
And a large chunk of mine is also invalid.
Right.
In fact, you know
But-
what? You can't even bring regular Terminators. They don't even have regular Terminators.
No, they don't.
They have the 2 new types of
Right.
Terminators, which is fine.
Yeah.
But they don't have the option to bring the regular ones anymore.
Right.
Which I didn't even notice.
I don't own any Terminators. I'm going to, though.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? That one is just a thing. That's not something that I'm sad about. Because that,
Sure.
if you
It
have
is
the
a thing, though.
why would you
It
ever
is.
bring the normal Terminators
Yeah.
if you have the 2 awesome Terminator types? Why would you ever? And so that's smart. Actually.
Again, you could still field them, but just not in the... I guess you can bring them in the same detachment anyways, just not have the Death Guard keywords included.
Yeah.
So, it's not the end of the world,
So
I
that's
don't
fine.
think.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still going to be able to use them and stuff like that, just not Death Guard themed.
What is the one unit, let's say, okay, a couple units that you were most excited to field?
Most excited. Oh man, definitely the tank, with the big mortar in the back, the Plague Crawler.
Okay.
Definitely that's high on my list. Mortarion. Can't forget about Mortarion.
Yeah.
He's gonna be.
He's going to have his own video.
I'm gonna buy like
So
7.
you guys know.
You know.
You're going to buy 7. You can only include one in the army, but that's
I'm not
fine.
gonna buy 7.
You can have 7 Nergal armies, though.
I might convert one though.
Yeah. What would you convert him if you converted him?
I've had people say that they don't like his wings. They prefer feathers,
Okay.
which seems a little odd. Like this model is gorgeous in person.
So you know what? His wings are more like a bug as opposed to a bird.
But
so
that's the way it should
that's
be, though.
why. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is why I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Nergal.
Yeah, and I mean, the first pictures that were leaked as well weren't great pictures. You can paint it up beautiful though. So Mortarion in the Plague The Plague Crawler are my favorite, and definitely the Lawnmower.
The foated Bloat Drone
Yeah.
with the flesh mower.
With the flesh mower,
Yeah.
definitely.
I think that's probably the number.
Yeah.
I would say that's, man. There's so many good ones, but number one, I want to try that out. I just want to be.
Like you said,
go
is
across.
it better than a Death Roller?
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out.
You know what? Maybe that's its own video.
Death Roller versus the
Yeah.
Bloat Drone?
Yeah, but really, what it should be is like a contest for like cutting grass. So it should be like, we cut at the same time, and two guys, like 2 units of infantry, we're going over and see
Right.
which one is better.
Good point.
Right? Because if we
I
do them
like
against
that.
each other, it's like a lawnmower versus lawnmower.
So
but-
it's a race.
Yeah.
Killing the zombies.
Yeah, see how fast you can go through the zombies, right?
Sweet.
Yeah.
We should do cultists because then they don't have disgustingly resilient.
Yeah, just make it easier.
Just cause wounds.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like grass without fertilizer. It'd be easier
Sure.
to go through. Yeah.
I really want to do this now.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good.
Cool. So
So-
what are your favorite 3?
Okay, well, definitely the foated Bloat Drone with the flesh mower.
Yeah.
That's number 1.
Yeah.
I would say I'm excited for the Death Shroud Terminators.
Yeah.
And they're Man Reapers.
super cool.
Yeah, their Man
Yeah.
Reapers are going to be
They feel
awesome.
very 30K. They took that flavor from 30K of the Bodyguards
Yeah.
and they put it in 40K in the rolls, which is fantastic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the last one is going to have to be the Plague Burst Crawler.
Not a Rhino?
Maybe? No, not the Rhino. So, Plague Burst Crawler. I have to look at it to get the names because I still haven't memorized the names yet.
I know.
Yeah,
I
but
don't even want to. I think I called it a Plague Crawler. Plague Burst Crawler? Close enough.
there you go.
Yeah. That's
'Cause,
half there.
It's
Some of
there is
the
no-
names are really difficult to pronounce. Like the psychic powers, we're gonna have a hard time saying.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine.
It's
because
something to
Nergal
get
will
used to.
forgive us.
Yeah.
And that's okay for
Nergal
chaos.
is love. Nergal is life.
I can't.
You know, it's
disagree.
Steve's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should actually go wish him a happy birthday.
We should.
And give him like a Nergal cake
Oh, good call.
with like ants in the middle. Can you
Give him a
imagine
big
that?
hug from both sides.
Yeah. Because he will love it.
From both sides.
I think so.
Yeah.
It'll be good. But that's definitely
Yeah.
the 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what unit doesn't strike you as an auto include? Like not an auto include, but something that you're not gonna bring in your army,
Probably the generic.
like Chaos Spawn type stuff.
Ironically, I might include because it's only 33 points, and I might
They're
like to
cheap.
flesh it out, right?
Yeah.
But something like a Predator
Yeah.
probably won't include
don't-
a Predator.
Yeah. Why would you when you can bring a Plague Burst Crawler? I got it right.
You did, and you didn't even look.
No.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like if going through the choices here.
Yeah.
Because you have, okay, fast attack for example.
Yep.
Okay. You have the foated Bloat Drone with the flesh mower.
Yep.
Fast attack, right?
Yep.
The Myphitic Blight Haulers, which is the cute little.
Yeah, with the tank tracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the multi-melta and the missile launcher.
And then you got Chaos Spawn and Plague Drones. Now that being said, Plague Drones are new to the Codex.
Yep.
But it's not a new model.
No, it's not.
So.
And they've gotten better.
and
Dropped in points and gained 1 moon.
Those are your 4 fast attack choices. Out of those 4, I would choose the foated and the Myphitic.
I think the way I'm going to play Death Guard is with a brigade detachment. So fill every troop slot, every fast attack, every elite, every heavy support, include a Lord of War for Mortarion,
Right.
and have a ton of command points at my disposal, and it's going to be a lot of fun to do so.
It's going to probably be like 3,000 points though.
Apocalypse.
Yeah. And the answer to that is so?
I don't think it's going to be 3,000 points because the tanks, the crawlers are really cheap.
That's
150
true.
points,
That's
so
true.
that's roughly 450.
You know what? Yeah, and then you got the Poxwalkers, those are cheap.
Fast attacks are cheap.
Nurglings.
Poxwalkers are cheap.
I think I would include Nurglings.
Nurglings are super
Just
cheap.
because it's a new
I would,
thing.
I would do 2 units of Nurglings.
Would you?
And 4 units of Poxwalkers of 20. So I had to have 80 Poxwalkers on the field.
That'd be a lot. That'd be a lot of tarp hitting.
That's the idea,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because it's cheap, and you can't ignore it because it's in your face.
And the elites are super cheap. The characters,
Yeah.
they're about 60, 65 points, 70 points. I think this army's going to be good, dude. And you can
Yeah.
definitely do it under 1,000 points. Or 2,000 with Mortarion, I think.
And I think it's, I agree with this school of thought, where basically the army will be Mortarion and units around him protecting him,
Yeah.
and units around those units.
Yeah.
Because the elite units that are protecting Mortarion will also give buffs to the smaller units around them. So it's going to be one massive.
I got a big smile on my face just thinking
Can you
about
just
this.
picture it?
Yeah.
Just imagine
It's
like
just-
up the board, it's a slow-moving
Yeah.
wrecking ball.
Of decay.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah, you clearly
can
picture it.
imagine
I
it,
can
yeah.
picture it too. I
Yeah.
can picture it right now.
Can we roll some dice, please?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But first, we got to give Steve a hug.
We do.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. Steve, happy birthday!